Today, we need to discuss something. Infinity Nikki is a very good game. Very high quality, very beautiful, very fun. Mrs. Stix plays this game every single day, or was playing it every single day until recently, where she took a bit of a break, went back, just did pulls for the new outfit today, spent over $150 on it, and realized, hey, that's really expensive. So I went to Twitter, because I don't recall it being that expensive, and you know what I saw? Boycotts everywhere, drama everywhere, Reddit threads, tweets. People were livid. They were furious. This is because Infinity Nikki, in their infinite glory, in their infinite wisdom, decided our pity up until this point has been 180. Just like Genshin Impact, just like Zenless, just like Honkai Star Rail. But we want to increase our pity to 220. 220. Increase from 180 to 220. That is an increase of 40 pulls to hit pity. 40. It costs 80 pulls to get a character in Wuwa. That's half the cost. That is absolutely insane. How many gacha games have you heard of that decided, you know what? Our players love us so much, to reward them, we are going to increase the pity. What? Genuinely, what the fuck were they thinking? This is the biggest middle finger to their community they could have given. People have been spending millions of dollars in support of this game, and they said, you know what? We want more. We want more. This is unheard of. Exactly. Gacha games have reduced the pity as a reward for players. Infinity Nikki's like, nah, no. So here's what happened. Global players took to Reddit. Global players took to Twitter. Chinese players took to the Chinese social platforms, and people caused an uproar everywhere. It got so bad that Infinity Nikki launched onto Steam today. Surprisingly, on the same day that Wuthering Waves decided to launch onto Steam. Wuthering Waves launched onto Steam with, check out these numbers, chat. Very positive, almost 90% of the reviews left on Wuthering Waves have been positive in literally 12 hours. Let's take a look at Infinity Nikki. Oh, 50% positive. 50% of players rated negative, reviewed negatively. And why is that? Let's go to the top comment. Increased pity from 180. Yep. Yeah, there we go. That is there are actually more than one reason. There's this reason. There is there's apparently another system that's present, somebody with some crown thing, which we'll also touch on in just a minute, but players are livid. Everyone is addressing all the reviews are specifically with regards to the pity, and that is deserved, okay? This is disgusting, this is abhorrent, this is obnoxious, this is obscene, this is so greedy, unbelievably greedy, chat. So, Infinity Nikki, they decide, you know what? We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna address this. And I appreciate that. I appreciate when a dev reaches out and addresses something publicly. Now, I actually made a tweet about this earlier today, before they addressed this, and I pointed out that they increased the base pity for their outfits to 220. This is disgustingly obnoxious and very unfair to previous existing players. Chinese and global players are in an uproar, millions of negative comments being left all over social media. This is bad. This right here, this is their reply chat. So they go on to say, this is our apology letter regarding version 1.5. Hope this message finds you well. First and foremost, we'd like to extend our sincerest apologies. We're sorry we were caught. You know the funniest part, by the way, chat? Not only were players boycotting, but this wasn't mentioned. They stealth increased it. They never announced that they were going to increase from 180 to 220. They just did it. That's it. That is probably the worst part. We're truly sorry we're unable to provide you with a stable experience upon the release of the new version. We understand that every stylist love and trust Infinity Nikki is something we must cherish and uphold with the utmost dedication. With the desire to offer Nikki and all of you a more vibrant and colorful journey, we have planned various new content for this update, designing outfits in diverse styles, creating fun and engaging gameplay, and crafting unique landscapes. We hope Nikki could embark on thrilling adventures across parallel worlds, discovering endless surprises and joy in Mirrorland. However, this time, we fell short of expectations. We fell short of expectations. You know, we just increased our base pity from 180 to 220, and we agree that that fell short of expectations, but we're sorry, we apologize. Following the version update, we received a lot of feedback, very negative feedback regarding game experience issues, primarily concerning the DIY workshop co-op feature and overall game performance Really? That is what they're focusing in on. Wait. The feedback we received was regarding the game, not the boycotts, not the increased pity, not the stealth nerfs to pity. Really? Okay, let's continue. That's wild. I'm carefully collecting each report and immediately working with our teams to address these issues. We apologize for the issues that disrupted Nikki's dazzling and dreamlike journey. Following an urgent review by the development team, we have already resolved nearly 100 issues. Chat, 100 issues. How many of those issues do you think were specifically regarding the increase in pity or the crown thing, whatever else was the issue that players were having with the game? They've improved the stability of multiplayer servers. They've carried out emergency fixes for certain visual display issues. Moving forward, we'll continue to monitor the game's performance to ensure the problems do not occur. Okay, they fixed an issue with blah, 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 unimportant, fixed another issue, unimportant, fixed an issue with an outfit, unimportant. Another issue, unimportant. Prioritize fixes optimizations in the next few days. Resolution setting issues, material and lighting display issues, are they not okay, wait, hold on. All the way down here. Okay, I see it. Here it is, chat. Here it is. Well, this is low. This is really far down in their apology. Additional clarifications based on community feedback. The number of pieces in the 5-star outfit, Snowy Ballad, and Crimson Feather. In version 1.5, the newest version. The Bubbles Season Update introduced multiplayer gameplay to create a richer, more engaging adventure for Nikki and all stylists. This idea also shaped the design direction of the new outfits. From the early design stage, we intended the 5-star outfits to embody themes of collaboration and companionship, symbolized by the story of the ever-blazing bird sacrificing herself to save the ice-spawn mermaid. Thus, we introduced dedicated dynamic effects, transformation animations, and unique music compositions for these outfits, so things that tons of other gacha games already do. In Snowy Ballad, we introduced highly dynamic special effects for the pieces and special aurora effects for the hair. The Crimson Feather outfit was designed around the core concept of blah blah blah, blah blah blah. In addition, to align with the theme of the new version, we introduced multiplayer features in the design of both the decoration item and dance moves. Oh, cool. Yeah, no one cares. The Eternal Snow Dew decoration now features a special, where's the bit about addressing the price of it? Okay, here we go. To enrich styling combination, I like how they took this literally took an enormous paragraph to say this is why we wanted to do it, and we did so much for it. To enrich styling combinations, the total number of pieces for these outfits was set at 11. We sincerely apologize for the lack of prior communication regarding this adjustment. Moving forward, we guarantee the number of pieces in 5-star outfits will not exceed 11, and major changes will be communicated in advance through official channels. Wow! Cat, oh my God! You know what they just said, chat? After all of this shit, after all the uproar across every social media platform in global and China, you know what they said? Oh, we're sorry that we increased the pity to 200, but don't worry, it won't get any higher. What? We guarantee that it won't exceed 11 pieces, which is what was required. That is the reason it increased to 220. Don't worry, we're sorry we increased from 180 to 220, but we won't increase any higher. Don't worry. We're sorry you don't like the enormous predatory increase in our monetization, but you know what? It won't get any worse. We know it's horrible, but it won't get any worse. We're sorry for not telling you we're gonna do this, but in the future, we will communicate major changes in advance. Although we're not gonna make a major change like this in advance in the future or in the future at all, so you're not really even gonna need to know. This is a big fucking nothing burger of an apology. What? Like, this release is not fixed, but they slap new outfits every week just to farm money. I know. They made up word and feature like Sport Game Yearly that didn't change anything. I'm sorry. Now, please give us more money. That's exactly what they just... My God. How greedy can a dev get, man? They did, however, make changes to the duration of the Mira Crown Pinnacle contest. That was another topic of contention. I think the original was like 14 days or something, and they increased it to 20. So at least there's that. We'd like to speak from the heart. Oh wait, players did get compensation. You got Revelation Crystals times 10, Resonite Crystal times 10, and Diamond times 1200. So I think that is equivalent of like a limited 10 pull, a standard 10 pull, and then another 10 pull of your choice. Like roughly, 20 limited pulls and 10 standard, or 30 pulls total. That was their sorry. We know that it's gonna cost you 40 more pulls for outfits in the future, but here's a free 10 pull and standard, like,
Which doesn't get me closer to the outfit at all.
Yeah, we'd like to speak from the heart, chat. Thank you so much for all your money right now and future money that you're gonna dump into this game. Version 1.5 marks a major milestone. In this version, we took a bold leap forward. We took a bold step forward. Chat, they took a real bold step forward. How much more can we get from players? How much more money can we milk from players? That was their bold step. Infinity Nikki has always been more than just a game. It's a dream built over 5 years. So I wonder how fast we can kill our game. And then you know what happened? You know what happened? You know what happened? You know what? Do you know what global players did? So Meh said, just don't do it again. This person didn't care. Thank you to the devs for their hard work. I'm sure everything will be resolved. Thank you for your hard work, your dedication, and above all, the love for beauty. Thank you for all your effort and hard work. I'm sorry, are these bot accounts? There's no way, right, Chad? There's no way these are bot accounts, right? Thanks for your hard work. Thanks for your hard work. Thanks for your hard work. There's no way, right? I don't get why there's so much hate here. Because it increased from 180 to 220. Hello? That's horrible. Anyone that says, yep, that's great is an idiot. Okay, hold on. The name is Duda Madaluk. This person is Cecilia Tapia. I have to check. Can we check real quick? Can we verify whether or not these are bots? Joined in 2011, joined in 2021. Okay, maybe not. Maybe they're not bots. Maybe they're just copy and pasting. Maybe they're just stupid. I don't know, but anyone that says, thank you for your hard work, thank you for your dedication for making your game more predatory and more expensive to play, is actually brain dead. They were suffering from severe predatory brain rot. That is not okay. But you know what happened? Even Reddit started saying, yay, we did it. So this thread was made over on Reddit. People over here sure bend over real easy. So they released this long-winded response, which is pretty much about nothing, just confirming that 11-piece outfits will stay, which was the whole point of boycotting in the first place. Not to mention, they didn't provide any normal excuse for that at all. Just pretty much said, we did screw you over, but we promise, winky face, we won't screw you any further. And I already see people defending the poor billion-dollar company saying, oh, well, at least we won't get more than 11 pieces. What do you expect for them not to be greedy? What the fuck? Thank you for your heart. Okay, chat, I want at least 1,000 gifted subs this stream, okay? 1,000, and I want you to thank me for my hard work, okay? I want you to thank me for my hard work. After you guys dedicate me, or you guys donate to me 1,000 gifted subs, right? How many people do we have on Twitch right now? Okay, we have, we just started stream. We have, what, 111 people on Twitch watching, okay? How many people do we have on YouTube right now? Let's take a look. On YouTube right now, we have 173 people watching. There's almost 300 viewers. I need $1,000 gifted right now, and then I want you guys to say thank you, Stix. You're so generous. You're so dedicated. Thank you so much for your hard work. That is what I request. I require that. Anyway, they thought that was exciting. They did. Yep. No wonder Wuthering Waves is sitting at 90% positive and Infinity Nikki is at 50%. Plus, I'm trying to fathom who thought it was a great idea to release Infinity Nikki onto Steam the same hour Wuthering Waves released onto Steam. Because Infinity Nikki is a good game. Once again, I will stress, this is a good game. But it is nowhere near as popular as Wuwa. But your Steam release is destroyed by Wuwa's Steam release. If you launched literally 1 week later, then you would have had much more success. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you're not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.